Yeah. ממנון.
שמחה. אחד ופרסין.
Oh, let's begin.
Let's begin. Hello. We start you off with a recording in Hebrew of Amitai son, Shachav, who recently, he is 2 years old now.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Last week.
Yeah, so today we'll try in English. We will soon explain why. So today we're going to talk about a very important Jew in our history and in the whole world history. We thought about the idea of Einstein 2 months ago, and it was a war, and we also updated a video on the 100 days of the war. But now is the time. Maybe we will think new thoughts about the war, but now we want to speak about Einstein. We see him as a leader of the science world, but also a 20th century, and most important, as a Jew. We hope you will enjoy this podcast in English, as we will try to be as simple as we can with the language, but I'm sure it will be easy because we are Israelis and this is our language, Hebrew English. And
Gibberish or...
we're also doing this podcast in the memory of our father's aunt Malka, and of course all of our soldiers. So Einstein, he lived during the both world wars, they impacted his life after the success of the relativity theory, as revealed in a new documentary film on Netflix. Very recommended, even to see it before you hear the podcast. So Amitai, what do you think?
Okay, first of all, I apologize about my English. So this first of all. Now I become from Shiva on Ori Aish, and the father there said he pacifist, but it's very weird because he was a soldier, so why it's pacifist? And Einstein, it's a little bit pacifist, but here in Israel, pacifist, it's soldier, and למרות, despite he pacifist in the army, so it's
different words,
yes.
trying to
convert
them.
And I think that we talk talking, it's like Einstein. He international, is a Jew, but also it's science amazing. And I think that we learning about him, and big leadership Jew in the last 100 years.
Okay, I agree. And I think so many stories have been published and about Einstein, and we can create the bigger picture about his life from his history, but I think today our target is to use the relativity and all his theory and stories, and try to connect them to leadership, all these dry facts and stories. I think there is a a secret inside them that tells us about his amazing leadership, what he was trying to do in the world, and of course his feelings about that. We'll also speak about that. Start you off. All I know, like mostly about Einstein, is from the biography book written by Walter Isaacson. Also very recommended, like 800 pages biography, but it's very good, and you can see the whole picture together. And I think I'll start with a small story about Einstein. Like, we think about Einstein like he knows everything and he remember everything, but like this department of education in New York, they asked him like, what is the most important thing to learn? And he said the most important thing to learn is history. Like, when you learn history, you realize how important it is to study, but not to remember it. You don't have to remember it, but you have to live to study. And with that as basic, you can imagine. You can start imagine things.
This is the glass that you look about the reality.
Yeah, and this is why he was so good at imagining. Like, he was a non-conformist. Like, he didn't believe in any authority, not mentioned as nations, countries, even religion. Like, he had to be Jewish one time, but he was a non-conformist, really like all the other Jews we know. When we didn't have a country of our own, we didn't really believe in another rule or something. We're Jewish. So what do you think? Is history the most important thing to study?
Yes. History or moreshet or like... yes, because you cannot to be very smart like anybody near you. You can be a good man and like derech eretz kadma l'Torah, and this is because you learn history.
I think the difference between him and other scientists, we'll talk about it eventually, but his moral thought. Like, he didn't see the science as it is, like dry facts. He thought, how can I do the world better?
Yes.
But also better not only by the good life we know, but also as a moral good. Another story about that is that Einstein, until he got so famous, he wasn't like a professor. He was like simple person as we, even poor.
It took time for him to be a professor.
Yeah. But eventually when he got there, it was very important for him to teach within all his heart. Like, he tried to pass on all he knew in order to make the world a better place. He took it even further, like during World War II, when everyone thought that maybe Germany will have the atomic bomb. He wrote a letter directly to the President of the United States. As he said, like, guys, you have to hurry up. If the Germans will get a nuclear bomb, we will lose the war. You have to act fast.
Yes.
And this is another thing. Like, he connects his, let's say, academical life to the reality like that we live in, and he tried again and again to take part of it.
I think also it's all-time explorer. No, all time he want to know another thing, and he all time ask question. if I imagine him, I imagine a person that all time run and
and not always doing the right thing. Like
yes.
when you're running, you don't always do the good thing. You learn from your mistakes.
Yes. And now we're in a open university, and the things that he get bring all he left to the university in Jerusalem. This is amazing thing because a lot of science caring about himself, and he wants, like you say, the world become good place.
Yeah, I'm a part of a bigger something than I am.
Yes.
Yes, and I think also another point of view that we can see about Einstein, leading to all we said earlier, is assumptions. Like when he wrote the theory of relativity, he didn't really mean to, like, set it as a fact. He said heuristically that he was guessing, like it's not a proof. It took him some years to get to the proof, and it's funny, like when before the Nazis took the rule of Germany around 1922, it was a lecture by a Nazi professor that said that they took out let's say 100 academical professors a letter about the theory of relativity of Einstein, and 100 professors said it's not true.
Yeah.
You don't have a proof.
Oh.
So Einstein, like he always do, he laughed, like, if it's not true, you don't need 100 professors.
Yes.
You can just
This is
take one.
This is the improve that it's true.
Yeah, you can just take one, and obviously anytime when, let's say, not his speeches, but when he got to the press, he always laughed, like, about these stupid questions that they asked him. So this is about assumptions. Like, you don't have to always know you're right, but you are on the right direction.
Yes. I want to ask you, what do you think that Chidush of Einstein? Because he Talmid Chacham, and what is the Chidush? Because we say Einstein and the apple and all the story famous, and what is his Chidush?
I'll say in the end, but for now, I think simplicity. Like,
What
you
does
take
mean?
you take the whole world, the whole universe. It looks very, very odd, very sophisticated, but when you bring it out as a theory, as a simple theory, like mc squared, and you see how the beauty of nature is simplicity, like Newton says. I also will say in the end, but I think simplicity.
I think that he wants to be a good man, and also all time run and all time think new things. No want that all the people say Einstein. No. And also the moral. I think that that's the big chidush for me. And I think that the reason the Ben Gurion asked him if he wanted to be the president. Now it's like be crazy. Because Einstein, president, with Herzog and Rivlin and Einstein, and he didn't agree.
He didn't agree.
Yes, he didn't agree. But maybe now we need
We need an
Einstein
Einstein.
to to go
To
to
lead us.
Hague or to Shmum or something like that. That be our president.
That's an interesting question. I'll try to answer it. I think one of the main reasons that they wanted him as a president is all his success, in the world as a Jew, and all he tried to do, also to the German Jews. Like, he left before the Nazis
Yes.
ruled, but I think that he had an early success. Like, he wrote the relativity theory when he was only 26-year-old, and he has a saying that, like, the more you get old, the stupid you get. Like,
Yes, I
every
like
year,
this. Like Rabbi
every year
Nachman
of your
says,
life.
Zikna, it's, yes.
Yeah. So, as the younger, the better.
Yes.
And I think maybe
The younger thought,
yeah.
not
Maybe for that he refused. Like, Israel was a new country in the world, and you need people with energy
yes.
to lead. And he was very old in that time. Like, he passed away only a couple of years ago. Afterwards, maybe that, I don't know. And also another thing, I mean, maybe the world of science, like, got him. Like, people understand what he was saying. Maybe in the world,
Yes.
he thought people don't get him. Like, he
It's
is a
different,
pacifist.
yes.
Yeah, he has a different point of view about the world, about the wars, about countries. And there is a funny story with him and Chaplin. So he met Chaplin. Like, they both performed in the same place, and also both of them got applause by the crowd, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But Chaplin said, I think, something smart about Einstein. Like, he said that the crowd applauded him because they understood him, but they applaud Einstein because they didn't understand him. And this is something amazing. Like, people, like, you see important people saying, like, this important stuff, and you're like, wow, that must be, like, super good, super important, but I don't get it, but I'll get there one day. And Einstein, like, was many levels above us. So maybe also that, like, as a leader, you have to be in the same condition as your people. Like, you can't be above them.
Yes.
You need to lead them further away. You need to drag them. But I think Einstein was, like, another story.
You have children?
Yeah, he had children, like 2 wives, and this is a story for another time. But also this is also important because it was important for him to something in this world.
You have students? Or a famous student?
A famous students. So I think he had, but because of the world wars, he was trying not to look in a certain way, like, I'm just the one with the relativity theory. I didn't get the atom secrets. Maybe also that, like,
a lot of students feel that he was a student.
Yeah, he was their mentor. Yes, but during that time, like, before World War II, like, all the famous scientists lived in Germany. Like, this was the country to live in. And after World War I, he came up with this idea that led him during the way. He was a pacifist. Like, pacifist is the one who believes in peace no matter what.
Yes.
But
I am also pacifist.
Yes. But he said the difference between him and other pacifists, that he was a military pacifist. Like, he didn't was just a pacifist, like, just talked about, no, we don't want wars. No, he said, like, we don't want wars and we need to act to prevent them.
Et milchama, et shalom, yes.
Yes. So I think, like, the World War II, as we see, like, I saw the film on Netflix, and I don't know if it's true, like completely 100%, but it seems over there that he took on himself the blame for the nuclear bomb. Like I said earlier, he wrote a letter to the president, guys, you might hurry up.
Yes.
And then USA actually hurried up and got the bomb and bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he felt terrible, like his science is doing good for the world. So they came up with this another letter of many scientists saying like science is for good, and the politicians took it for the bad causes. So I don't know, like in the end he wanted the science to be good, he wanted life to be good, also moral, but at the end I don't know if he didn't got lost, but the world got lost. Like
yes.
You had 2 world wars, and for us now in the 21st century, it seems there's gonna be another one.
Yes, 100 after. I last week I thought about 1924. It's the times that the Nazis come be famous.
Yeah.
So 100, it's
yeah, exactly.
good
100
number.
years. Yeah. I don't know.
How old?
World War III will be devastating. Like it will be horrific.
I think it's not be World 3. I think it's
People call
different.
They call that Cold War, maybe.
I don't.
World War,
after the
Cold
war, we say what's the name of the war.
When in history,
Chavot Barzel, it's terrible name. But after the war, you say, it's the.
We were at a war during that time.
Yes.
Another point of view about Einstein, we also, like, I think every saying of his, like, you can see it in Jewish, like in Masechet Avot. So when he sat in his office, he looked outside at a viewpoint, and he saw people at the park hanging around, men, women, and they, walking around. And he thought to himself, like, they are insane. Like, I'm writing like important science theories, and they're outside, like they crazy. They're just walking around. And like he said it to a friend that, like, he told him this is a mental health institution. Like, these are not regular persons. Yes. But he also said, no, they are crazy not because of their mental health. Like they are crazy because they are not doing anything to make this world better. So yes. I don't know about these people, but it was important for him to see him as an important. Like, he tried to think creatively. He tried to think differently. Like I said earlier about his intellectual experience, he said this is the basic. If you want to imagine, like, your intuition, like if you want to think about something new, yeah, also that.
Nice.
If you want to think about something new, you must study. You must all time be an all-day learner. Try to learn from everything.
Yes, and I think also also chidush for him, it's to solve problem. Yes. To solve problem, you need another place or another field. Because the problem it's here, but you need to go another place to solution the problem. We need it now.
Yeah, different point of perspective. Yeah, now.
All the people, they ask him, what do you think we need to be
to do to make the world better?
Yeah, the conflict with the Palestinians. What do you need to? And I think we don't know. And I think we need Einstein or leadership like him that thought another way.
So I think maybe Einstein wouldn't be the leader that will set a goal and like take everyone with him. He will try to change the way of thinking.
He give you the point that you can take him and thought with him, but it's so miss.
I think that the most important thing for today, I think for me, even now on uniforms, that I want to try to solve this. I don't know how to call this conflict or whatever.
It's also the problem that
but the most important thing, I think, again, is simplicity. In the army, when you are a higher commander,
give another word
in the army, when you have like many soldiers,
yes,
and you want to command them, like, guys, you have to walk from here and then go there and then shoot, and like it's very sophisticated again.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give them a direct orders, but very simple, very short and simple.
Yes.
And again, the same he thought about the nature, like Newton again, like nature. The beauty of nature is his simplicity. When you look at the world in a simple way, you will find the truth. I think also the same with leadership. You can't like move people, like write I don't know,
it's
10,000 pages long book, and they will go after you.
Yes.
You have to act, but you have to act smart and short. And you will do it only after like many years of learning. Like, it's not very easy to just know what to do and doing the right thing. So we have last 2 minutes.
Yes.
And I think
your accent, it's British or American?
Yeah, I've been in England, so the accent is the leftovers from there.
Because my accent, it's Arabic. Accent.
I think I wrote this point for the middle of the discussion, but I think maybe we will end with that.
Okay.
He taught his students about disagreements. He said to them, like, the most important thing in science is the disagreement.
Yes.
You can't find, I don't know, the new material, the new equation, just by learning what they taught you, like gamad al gabe anak.
Yes.
You must strive to think differently and to oppose.
Yes.
And I think the disagreement, like the machloket.
Yes. Talmid Chacham.
Yes. And you sent earlier this week this video on YouTube that he said like two things, the two fundamental things in Jewish, in being Jewish, is one, as we said, moral. And the second one is machloket.
Yes.
And the balance between them, I think Einstein, all his life, he was trying to win them both. Yeah. Also being moral, but at the same time, you must have disagreement. But also to this, the moral is important, because when you have disagreement, it must be in sort of limits.
Yes.
It can't be an open disagreement forever. Like machloket l'shem shamayim v'she'ena l'shem shamayim. And I think today, we understand that in the Israeli society, we have problems, but we have disagreement that are not all of them l'shem shamayim.
Yes.
And maybe what I take from Einstein is machloket l'shem shamayim, trying to see the simplicity, but also trying to see what it connects to in the limits, as I know that the Jewish culture is.
Yes. What's I take from Einstein? I think that the eye, he look in your face, in the world, and I think the thought from him, it's because her eye look in history, in science.
He didn't see only what's in front of him, like he see more, not only globally, but historically, yeah.
Yes, this eye. I want. Or glass or something like
So
that.
we have to study more. Yeah, we have to learn more to get this point of
Go
view
to the library and learn.
and study.
Yes.
So go study, guys.
Yes, yes.
Bye bye.
Bye.